What is going on, guys? MW3 here on this channel, Mr. Supply Drops. Today we are going to be talking about something that I find pretty interesting, actually. This is something I just recently came across. This is something that's actually probably been going on for a while, but it just recently has started getting some traction, and that is there is a very easy way that people are using keyboard and mouse and getting aim assist in Call of Duty. Well, not just Call of Duty, but that's what, specifically the game that I'm talking about on this channel, but it's every game, as far as I'm aware, that has aim assist on controller, on PC specifically. You can get aim assist now with keyboard and mouse using this, and I'm going to show what the application is. I'm not going to show how to use it or whatever. I don't even know how to use it. I'm just saying I'm going to show what the application it is. Rewast or ReWASD, whatever you might want to call it. I don't know. This is the thing that people are using to get keyboard and mouse aim assist, pretty much, which is pretty insane to say the least, and it's probably been going on for a very long time. It is not hard to get. It's not technically a cheat, and that is pretty crazy to me because it has legit reasons to exist. This is a software that is used if, for example, you had a controller that is not supported. You can use this application to then emulate a controller that is supported, like an Xbox 360 controller, for an example. So you can use this unsupported controller and it will tell the game that you're using a supported one, so you can actually use this controller to play the game. So it has some legit reasons like that, which are great. It's amazing. And this software, I don't believe, was made with this intent. It was made for legit reasons, not to be used in this way, but people are using it in this way, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I'm all for the idea of keyboard and mouse being a little stronger in Call of Duty, because it is definitely not in the case. The balance is completely out of whack. Controller with aim assist and rotational aim assist being as strong as it is very much way ahead of keyboard and mouse if you're playing legitimately, like most people do, I would believe. Basically, if you see someone in the lobby on keyboard and mouse, they're not playing using this stuff. So I just want to make that clear. You'll never know if people are using this unless their aim looks very snappy like a keyboard and mouse would have, but at the same time they have really good aim. It's so difficult to tell, and it's so hard to tell if they're just a good player or not, and this is why they got to do something about this, in my personal opinion. I know that keyboard and mouse is at a massive disadvantage in this game, and I've made many videos talking about how I want them to buff keyboard and mouse and, nerf the aim assist, stuff like that. But this is not the way, personally, in my opinion. This is just a cheat at the end of the day. I don't think that this is something that should be going on. Especially, like I said, there's no way that you can tell. If you look in the lobby in Call of Duty, you are getting paired. I mean, it's a mixed input game anyways. You get paired with keyboard and mouse players, even if you're playing on controller, and vice versa. But regardless, you can see that they're on controller, right? But they might not be, actually. They might be on keyboard and mouse. And I feel like when you have the absolute insane aim assist that is already insane with a controller, and then you put it on a much better input method like a mouse for a shooter, I think that makes it way too powerful, and I can only imagine how many people are using this and have been using this for a very long time. And like I said, many other games have this as well. A lot of people are doing this in other games. I've seen people use this in Apex Legends. I mean, not actually like in-game, but I've seen like gameplay is what I mean. And it looks like they're actually using aimbot or soft aim specifically. It just looks incredibly overpowered, and there needs to be something done with this. I've not seen any game do anything about this specifically, except recently, literally today, as the making of this video, probably yesterday then by the time I upload this, but the finals updated their game. They nerfed aim assist, but within that same aim assist nerf patch for the game, at the very bottom, it says that people using controller emulation software will no longer get access to aim assist. I think this is the best thing we can do. It sucks for people who use it legitimately to use an actual controller and get that, but I think this is what needs to happen. I think just completely banning it is not the way, but I do think that removing the ability to get aim assist with this situation is definitely the move. I mean, this is no different than people using Zims or Cronus Maxes to use, like, especially when we're talking about keyboard and mouse on console for games that don't support it officially, like Rainbow Six Siege, for an example. That game has a massive problem where people use keyboard and mouse on console, and the reason that's such a problem is because there's absolutely no aim assist in that game. None whatsoever, and it's actually the big props to Ubisoft for never doing that. I think that's absolutely amazing. But regardless, okay, there's no aim assist in that game. So when you're playing against keyboard and mouse players, then you're at a massive disadvantage because, of course, you don't have aim assist. If you have aim assist that is well balanced, maybe you could have a good balance between keyboard and mouse and controller. I mean, it's still going to be you know, one way or the other is still going to be slightly better than the other. But the reason I complain about it in Call of Duty is because the balance is way in favor of controller, and anybody who says otherwise has just never touched a keyboard or mouse, or you play against really terrible players who don't know how to use aim assist to its full extent, and they don't use their left stick to aim, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just stay out of the aim assist debate. I can't lie. But either way, okay, point is, the end of the day, this is pretty crazy, and I do believe that they need to do something about it. Like I said, I'm glad games like the finals have done something about it, because I just don't think the Call of Duty is going to do anything about it, at least not for a while. They always drag their feet when it comes to problems like this. They take way too long to actually act on that type of situation. I mean, for an example, like, look how long it took them to get Ricochet anti-cheat, and even then, people still cheat. So it's like, I don't even know what's going on when it comes to that stuff. I mean, obviously, every game is going to have cheaters, but stuff like this, I feel like is actually pretty easily detectable. Like I said, stuff like this can be disabled the way that the finals did, where people can just not get aim assist if you're using this type of software. If this type of software is being detected running on your computer, then it just seems like it just will take a little bit of work to get that added into the game, but it doesn't seem like it's some impossible task like it can be for other cheats. And especially, I feel like this is an even more difficult task than removing keyboard and mouse being used on consoles, because those actually use full proper hardware emulators. Like, they use like actual things. They basically use your controller and they plug it into this device, which will then use your controller's like ID or whatever to then send it off to the console and tell your console that you're using just a regular controller, nothing special about it. But you can use all these scripts and use keyboard and mouse on console for games that don't have proper crossplay support, so you're just stomping on regular controller players. So it just completely throws the balance out of whack. Like I said, I'm really torn on the idea of, like, I get it, people want to use this kind of thing because of the whole issue with aim assist being way too strong on a controller, and people are, you know, they're frustrated with that. I agree, I'm frustrated with that as well, but I just don't think using something like this is the way to go when it comes to getting keyboard and mouse back to where it should be, because really, it's just a band-aid solution anyways, and I'm sure they'll patch it or do something. I don't think they'll ban people for doing it, to be completely honest, because it's not technically a cheat, like I said. But I do think it will, in fact, hopefully at least, be disabled at some point, and that is why I'm making a video about this. Not like I have any traction really, but at the same time, the more people that talk about this, there's not much else to say about this though. Actually, there is one more thing. I'm wondering if it actually feels like garbage to play, because I always have the idea that it is pretty trash to emulate an analog stick while using a mouse. I feel like those two things, they just don't go together, so I feel like it would just be way too slow sometimes to, I don't know, like, your sensitivity would have to be cranked to the max in the controller settings, probably. I don't know. You know, anybody who's used it, let me know. Does it feel like crap? Does it actually feel like using a mouse? I'd be interested in hearing, but I would not recommend anyone using this. I'm just putting it out there saying how it's being done, you know, so we can hopefully get this patched. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, the like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.